I got it. So I finally acquired a new server. This is a Dell T620. It's an older machine. It's about 2013, 2014 when it came out. But this packs a punch. It has 8 cores, 16 threads, 64 gigs of RAM, and plenty of space for activities. Now, what I'm currently running is an older, but about the same age, Intel i5 4590, which is a 2-core, 4-thread. It has 24 gigs of RAM. Right now I have 2 3TB hard drives running on a RAID 1. So I really have only just raw 3 TB of storage. With this, I can expand it almost to whatever my budget allows me, which is 3 TB. This has some benefits. It has 4 1 gigabit NICs. It also has Dell's iDRAC for remote management, and it also lets me add a second CPU. So I'm gonna go ahead and add another Intel Xeon processor, which can give me up to another 8 cores and 16 threads. So this thing could be a virtualization beast for me. Now, in my current server, I'm running Rocky Linux with KVM as my hypervisor. I'm also running about 36 Docker containers, which has a bunch of other apps. I have a Windows VM running Manage Engine, which is what I'm testing right now for my house. And thinking about a couple other VMs that I want to throw in there. Now, the good thing about what I have right now with Rocky Linux and Docker and KVM is patching is almost nothing. I have everything running through Docker Compose as my orchestration system. So literally all I have to do is just Docker Compose pull, update all my containers, do an up-d, and call it a day. And then for patching, Cockpit does a lot of the automated patching for my Rocky Linux, but if I ever need to, I can just do yum update, which takes another minute or two. So maintenance on Rocky Linux is super, super simple. What I'm looking for this thing is simple. I'm looking for a system for my NAS, for my software, for my backups, for my shared drives, all of that. I'm also looking for something that gives me good virtualization, because I'm gonna be building a lot of VMs on this thing, not only for my house, but for my streams, which you can catch on Tuesdays at 8:30 on Twitch and on YouTube. Links will be down in the description. I wanna do a lot of labbing. I want to do Kubernetes. I want to do more Docker Swarm, more Windows servers, which is going to give me some more power to do the VMs like my series that I've done with Windows Admin Center and Server Core. Gives me just a lot of flexibility, especially that I can add a second CPU and a lot more RAM. This thing has, I think, like 12 or 24 bays of RAM that I can just slam. I can maybe get up to 1 terabyte of RAM. The other big feature that I'm looking for is native containerization for Docker, especially with Docker Compose, because that's the one I'm more familiar with. Now, TrueNAS has NFS shares, it does have virtualization, and it does have containerization. The problem that I've run into in the week that I've been testing is the containerization is done through Kubernetes, which I'm not familiar with, but it also has some other restrictions, which I'm pretty sure it's related to Kubernetes, which you can't use ports under ports 9000 and under. Other feature that I do like is the virtualization is actually pretty simple and straightforward. However, the management of the virtualization on TrueNAS, it's not as robust as maybe VMware or Hyper-V or Proxmox. So that is kind of a downside that I'm working on. One of the features I do like is the native containerization that it has for the applications. You can add a catalog of containers through a catalog called TrueCharts. So it does give me some additional functionality through there. I'm still kind of testing it. But what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to see if I can map the DVD drive straight to a container, but it looks like that's a little bit harder than it's set out to be. Now, what am I planning to do? Obviously, This is going to be my new daily driver server, I guess you could say, for all my applications, for everything that I do here in the house, and for things that I'm planning to do later on. Obviously, virtualization is the big component that I'm looking forward to, because I can start building the VMs, like I mentioned, for the streams and for the lab. But also, I want to be able to kind of start scaling out my containers, which I'm starting to think on how I'm going to do it. What I've done now is I've created a VM for all the containers, just one Rocky Linux instance. But I might be actually changing that over to like a Docker swarm so that I could scale it across instead of from one VM to maybe 2 or 3 VMs. But that's something that I'm going to be testing with later. One thing that I wish and that I hope IX Systems allows is native Docker Compose, and just in itself does Docker orchestration natively under ports 9000, which I think it's just they're going through the route of Kubernetes. So that's probably going to be something I'm going to be learning myself soon. So let's see. Besides that, I'm really excited. This is going to give me a lot of fun. I've already ordered the drive bays. I found that I have another 3 terabyte drive, so I'm going to go ahead and do a RAID 5 on this thing. So I'm going to have about 6 terabytes of storage just to get started. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys have any suggestions or any recommendations that I can do for the OS, please leave it down in the comments. I'm very interested to see what we're gonna do. For now, I'm heavily leaning towards doing TrueNAS just because of the capability that I have already seen. I'm gonna go ahead and give Proxmox a try to see what I can accomplish and what can I really massage Proxmox to do what I want. Worst case scenario, if those two don't really align the way that I want, I can just go back and doing what I have right now, which is Rocky Linux, and create a NAS, a pseudo NAS, or kind of piecemeal together a system that kind of what I've done here with Rocky Linux, my current server. So again, I'm open to listen to your ideas, any suggestions, please leave them down in the comment. If you like this video, hit a like. Please subscribe if you haven't. And again, if you want to catch me on live streams, you can catch me every Tuesday at 8:30 on Twitch and on YouTube. And I'll see you guys there. And as always, have a good day.